You have touched so many lives, including mine. We all love you. And from me, welcome to 80s Club. All the best, my friend.
Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord of hosts. Zechariah 4, verse 6. Welcome to Martial Arts Past and Present with Sensei Ed Briz. Interviews and discussions with martial artists from around the world, along with tournament perspectives.
And we're back for more great interviews from Bill Superfoot Wallace's birthday bash. My next guest is Jim Ginter. Jim, welcome.
Thank you.
Jim, when did you start in the martial arts?
I started in the martial arts when I was 8 years old in Monterrey, Mexico.
Wow. Okay. I don't think I can even say that the way you said it.
Monterrey, Mexico.
That's probably closer to the way I would say it, but I always like that accent.
Yeah.
You know, everybody says I have an accent,
yeah,
but I don't hear it.
Yeah.
So what styles have you done?
I've done several. So that when I first started at 8, I was doing Shotokan karate, and then after that, I got into judo for a little bit, and then Taekwondo, and that was the main thing I did from probably the age of 12 until my early 30s, and a little bit beyond. But then after that is when I met Bill and started doing more kickboxing.
Great. And when was that? When did you meet Bill?
So I met Bill 24 years ago, 2002.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good that you remember that.
Yeah.
Give me a funny story about Bill.
PG or R?
Well, it's a podcast, so we can be either way.
Okay. I'll give you the PG one. There's a lot of funny stories. If anybody out there has ever met Bill, you know he's super funny. He loves to laugh. He loves to joke. But one that I remember that my daughters just reminded me on our way here, we were talking, is a time my whole family, my wife and my 2 daughters and I, we went out to eat after a seminar that we had at our school. And we're at the restaurant, and you know how they have the hostess station right there when you walk in?
Yes.
Well, the hostess stepped away, and Bill walks around and acts like he's the host there, and people keep coming into the restaurant one after the other, and he's getting ready, like he's seating them. He goes like, how many? Party of 4, okay. And he says, let me get you guys there. We'll get you. And he would like send them off to places. Well, when the hostess came back, she didn't think it was funny at all.
Oh no.
We were all laughing, and he was very professional and just very, yeah.
Oh, that's so
He tried to
funny.
laugh it off, and she was not happy, but Bill was Bill.
Yeah, Bill's Bill. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little trivia.
Okay.
Okay. How many times has Bill been defeated?
0.
0. That's it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
And how many times has he defended his title?
Well, he was 23-0, so he defended it 22 times.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of different answers.
Yeah.
The story I got from Bill directly is he defended it 23 times. The internet says 11 times.
Yeah. I would think 22.
I would think you'd be right.
The first one wasn't a defend. He became champion on the first one, right?
Right.
And he would defend it.
And then how many times did he defend it?
Yeah.
So I would think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Bill knows.
Well, he's the one who said 23.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Since we're here for his birthday bash, would you like to say anything personally to him?
Sure. Bill, thank you for everything. You've been so kind to me and my family. Everybody out there just knows that beyond your legendary status as a kicker, people love you for their friendship. And because of that, we love you. And happy, happy birthday, Bill.
Jim, thank you very much for allowing me to interview you. I
Awesome.
appreciate it. And we'll see you at the party later.
We will.
Okay, I am now here with Joe Corley. Joe, welcome.
Hi, nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too. Joe, when did you start in the martial arts?
I started in 1963. I was 16 at the time.
16, oh wow.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask how old you are now,
Yeah, I was.
unless you want to.
I believe 120 is the new 80.
Okay. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
And what styles of martial arts have you studied?
Well, I started in Tang Soo Do, and then when I started training with Chuck Norris in the early 70s, we started calling what we were doing American Karate in Atlanta. So, and then over the years, we added some Judo to what we were doing, and then some Krav Maga. But we actually ended up calling it American Karate. And we were one of the first ones, not the first, but one of the first ones to actually call it, we call it Joe Corley American Karate. But, Ernie Lieb and some other people around the country had already started using the term American Karate.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. And how did you meet Bill?
I don't really remember when and where I first met Bill. I know he came to our very first Battle of Atlanta, which was 1970, and he competed there at that Battle of Atlanta. And we had a Korean instructor that was working for us at the time, and so we actually gave him the title of the host of the event, so I could go ahead and fight in the event. So Bill fought and lost to a guy named Thomas LaPuppet on that day, and then I beat Thomas LaPuppet that day, but then I lost to the Joe Hayes, and then Joe Hayes and Joe Louis ended up fighting for our title that day. But that was the first time I was aware that Bill had come down to fight in the Battle of Atlanta. He and Joe Louis went over and sparred on one side of the gym, and everybody in the gym went over to watch him.
How bad?
So yeah, it was, but it might have been there, or I could have met him a little earlier than that, yeah.
Okay. And, all right, so let's switch gears a little bit. Give me a funny story besides getting kicked in the head from Bill.
Well, funny is kind of an interesting way to look at it. But when I talk about him on a speech I'm going to do in a while, I'm going to talk about it from the point of view of my liver. You've seen movies where the dog is from the dog's point of view. My discussion with him is from my liver's point of view. And one of my good friends in the world now is called Chat GPT. So I have a lot of conversations with him or her, every day. And so the other day I told Chat GPT that what I felt when Bill and I fought our rematch. We fought a reunion match 10 years after I challenged him for the world title, and I had been out of the ring for 9 years. So I thought it'd be a good idea if we did an ESPN fight, a 10-year anniversary. And so in the first round, my liver screamed out at me. It said, someone has snuck up behind you and they've stuck an air hose in your rectum, and it's now exploding.
Oh no!
So I told the story from the point of view of my liver, but it was Bill Clark, our good friend, was the referee of the fight. And so I was on the canvas, and a lot of fighters don't get up from the liver shots. And so I was there thinking, a lot of fighters don't get up from the liver shots, but I'm not going to be one of them. And I looked at Bill Clark's hand. He had his right hand partially amputated in an industrial printing machine, and so it was smaller than his left hand. And I looked up, and he had 5 fingers on this hand, and he had 2 fingers on this hand. And so I said to myself, well, Corley, you won the math award in the 7th grade. 5 + 2 is 7. 10 - 7 is 3. So you have 3 seconds to get your ass off the canvas. And so I got up, and my fighting name was Gentleman Joe Corley. So as Gentleman Joe Corley, I didn't want to bother Master Clark, so I reached down with my gloved hand and picked up my own mouthpiece with my glove on and stuck it back in my mouth. So that was my funniest painful moment with Bill Wallace.
Hey, you made me laugh. All right, we have Bill trivia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How many times has Bill been defeated?
According to his record, I would say that number is 0.
Yeah, okay. And how many times has he defended his title?
The record was 23-0, and I know he won 2 fights on the first night that he fought at the first PKA World Championships in Los Angeles. I was still at that time recuperating from a spinal surgery. So, and then he defended against me, I guess about 8 months after that, and so that would have put him at 3-0 coming out of there. But 23-0 seems to be the official record.
Yep. Okay, great. All right, since we're here for Bill's birthday bash this weekend, and everybody's having such a great time, do you have anything you'd like to say to Bill directly for his birthday?
Well, I really do believe it is, we talk about it a lot, but we talk about longevity, and Bill and Jeff Smith and we all think of ourselves in the second generation of fighters. You know, Chuck Norris and Mike Stone and those guys were generation number one of the American fighters. And they've all taken such great care of themselves, and now we've done the same thing. So we believe 120 is the new 80. So I look forward to coming to Bill's next 40 birthdays.
All right, that sounds great. Joe, I want to thank you for allowing me to interview you. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
What's that?
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for me, too.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, my next guest, special guest, I should say, is Chris Natzke. Chris, welcome.
Great to be here, Ed. Thanks so much.
Chris, when did you start in the martial arts?
I started my martial art training on September 13th, 1973. And the reason I remember that, it was my brother's 5th birthday.
Oh, really?
And begged my mom to let me go to my class, and she let me leave his birthday party to do my first training.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow, you got that right off the bat.
I got it, yeah.
Everybody else is like, oh, let me think about this.
Right.
You knew. That's fantastic. Okay, so what style?
It's interesting. So Taekwondo is my base system. Interestingly enough, back in the 70s, it was known as Korean karate. So that term Taekwondo didn't seem to come around until much later than that.
Right.
But yeah, that's how I started in Taekwondo. And then, of course, I have rank in Hapkido as well. And then the Superfoot system, obviously.
Yeah, wow. That's wide range. That's a wide range. And how did you meet Bill?
Well, I met Bill in the spring of 1986. So I had a person that I had inspired to train in martial arts. We had a friendship, and he called me up out of the blue, and he said, hey, and he was in Wisconsin. He said, Bill Wallace is coming. I was living in Chicago at the time, and I'm like, I'm there. And so I met him in '86 and got to be his uke for the whole seminar, and relationship started from there.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Give me a funny story that you have had with Bill.
Right. Well, I'm going to give you the ones I can use on camera. How's that?
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
So, but one that was coming to mind for me is where he and I really connected a lot was in the 90s at Karate College in Radford, Virginia. And what he and Joe Louis would do, most people don't know this, but they came from the exact, not only same system, but the same school in Okinawa. That's their origin.
Okay.
And so what they would do on the Sunday of Karate College is they would do a seminar together to kind of show how their systems evolved and diverged and whatever. So Bill had recently married, and so I've never known him since, but he was wearing a wedding ring that day. And we were talking about how it would be to be what we call in the pocket, right? We're close to each other, and he was showing his double hook to get out of a clinch. But he didn't have his boxing gloves on. He only had his wedding ring on in a bare hand. So he and I are tight here, and he does the body hook to the kidney, and he hits me in the back of the head and he keeps hitting me with the ring, and he keeps demonstrating it. And every time he hits me, I feel like this. And so Joe Louis is on the side, sees it, he's laughing. He thinks it's so funny. Right. And Bill has no clue that he's braining. He about 5 times in the back of the head, man. I said, sir. He leans, he goes, you okay? I said, sir, it's the wedding ring. So then so that was one of my favorite stories.
That's a great story. I love it. I love it. That's one of the reasons I asked that question, is because I'd like to hear all these different stories, you know. All right, Bill Trivia.
Yes, sir.
Bill Trivia is just a couple of questions.
Okay.
The first one is, has Bill ever been defeated in a fight?
Oh, never. No, not in full contact or kickboxing.
Okay.
23-0. Yep.
Okay, 23-0.
Yep.
Okay. And how many times has Bill defended his title?
Well, I'm a little bit of a ringer on this, right? And because I was actually listening to the interview before. Okay. So it is 11. It is 11, but he was 23-0. And you're the most stellar. He's the only of the original full contact karate champions to retire undefeated.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
That is fantastic. And he's 80 years old. Well, he will be 80 in a couple of weeks.
December 1st. Yep. December 1st.
Yep. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Since we're here for Bill's birthday bash this weekend, is there anything you'd like to say to him personally?
Yeah. Well, I have the I have the pleasure. I'll be leading some of it this evening when we do it. But sorry, I just want you to say that I want to say thank you. When I think of all of our times together over the last 40 years, it's just been absolutely amazing. You were my hero before I ever met you in person. And when I did meet you, it was like an instant friend and a mentor and an instructor. And so I just want to say we're here honoring you because I love you, we love you, and we just are so grateful for everything you've done for us.
That's great. Chris, thank you very much for allowing me to interview you.
Right.
And we'll see each other again
Sounds
soon.
good.
Hi, I'm back with my next guest, and it's Dan Pinkowski. Dan, welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. We're having a great time here at Bill's birthday bash.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm having a great time too. I get to see all the people I know, people I'm just meeting today. You I've known for quite a while now, so it's nice to sit here with you and talk with you. Dan, when did for everybody else, when did you start in the martial arts?
I started in 1964 at the Glen Park YMCA doing judo.
Wow.
Because that's all there was at the time. There really wasn't much other than judo. Judo was, practiced during the Olympics, and prior to World War II, we had judo here. So judo was the first thing. And then in 1967, we had a guy come in from Korea who was a military police, and he was a Hapkido guy. He was a second-degree black belt in Hapkido, and I was in 7th grade, and we started training with him.
Wow.
And then my dad got moved down to Edwardsville, Illinois for a 2-year assignment for inventory control at the Strand Steel, or the steel mill down there, was part of National Steel. And while I was down there, I was training with Pyogo Kwan and Taekwondo. And then when I came back up to Indiana, I got a job at age 18 at the steel mill. And then I went into Chicago to meet with Kwang Sik-hyun, who was one of the top Hapkido players. Not a lineage with Jihan Jae, it's a Hanpul. And I started to that. And so I did Hapkido prior to 1985 when, Jihan Jae came into the United States.
Wow. So you're doing a number of different styles.
Right.
That's great. And how did you meet Bill first?
Well, the gentleman that's here is Fred Dagerberg. He's the guy in the wheelchair.
Okay.
And he had the largest school in Chicago. He was actually in Above the Law with Steven Seagal, and he had a lot of things going on with that. And what had happened was, when I was training in Chicago, they had the Chicago Park District, and Fred was in charge of it. And he had every martial art. He had kickboxing, karate, taekwondo, kung fu, you name it. And he asked me to run the Park District Hapkido program. I talked to my instructor, said no problem because you're promoting Hapkido. Mm-hmm. So I got connected in with Fred in 1980, and he brought in all these seminars with different people, and Danny Asano and Daniel Dubé and Chris Kent and James DeMille, some of Bruce's students. He brought all these guys in for weekend seminars, and I attended those. And then we did Kick Drugs Out of America for Chuck. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I met Bill through Fred, and then we became good friends at that 94 event at Chuck, the Kick Drugs Out of America event. And I did a lot of marketing for Bill. I did a lot of seminars for him. I set seminars when people ask, do you know Bill Wallace? I say, I can set that up for you. Right. And he introduced me to a guy named Jeff Nares, who was going to China all the time. And me and Jeff became close business partners and friends. And hell, we did over 20 trips to China together.
Wow, that's a lot of trips. That's a lot of trips. So when do you think that was that you met Bill? What, you remember the year or anything like that? It was
in 95.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 30 years ago.
Wow, long time.
Yeah.
Long time. All right. Give me a funny story about Bill, something that maybe you guys did together or something, besides getting kicked in the head.
Well, I have a funny story, but it may look somebody in the other martial art industry look a little bad, but okay. I'll go ahead and tell the story because it is what it is, and Bill knows it. I was in Washington, D.C. at a big kickboxing event, a martial art event. And while we were there, a guy was asking around to do another big event, and he was looking for somebody that knew celebrities. And there was, I'm not going to mention the name of the individual because that way we won't get in any trouble. But there was an individual there that said, oh yeah, I know Bill really personally really well. I can get him in for $5,000. And I know Bill, he doesn't charge that much. So I interrupted him and then said, excuse me, Bill doesn't charge that much. And he got very rude with me and said, I didn't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I know Bill personally, and you don't even know Bill, so who are you, you know? So I got a little upturned about that, and I said, well, I know he isn't charged that much. So I took 2 steps back, and I had Bill's private phone number. So I called up Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, how you doing, Daniel? I said, have you raised your rate for your seminars? He goes, nope, same price. I go, there's a gentleman here that wants to sell it for a lot more than you're doing it. And he goes, is he there? I go, yeah. He goes, put him on the line. And put the phone on and tap the guy on the shoulder. And I go, hey, this guy wants to go, who's this? This is Bill Wallace. His face just turned white. And then gave him the phone. And then afterward, he apologized and said, oh, I was wrong. I was quoting somebody else. He covered himself.
Yeah.
Bill gets back on the phone and says, yeah, he was going to pocket that money. But I'm glad you let me know because that would have made me look bad because when they found out that what my real price was and what they paid, it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, right. It would have made him look bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we got a little trivia, Bill trivia.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times has Bill been defeated?
Never.
Okay, good. That seems to be consistent with everyone else. Okay, and how many times has he defended his title?
Well, he was 24-0, so 24 times.
See, this is what Bill says. Bill says the same thing. It's actually 23. You were close.
Okay.
It's 23. Bill says he defended himself 23 times. But as I'm talking to all these different people today, I'm finding out that, and the internet says something completely different. Not that we trust the internet, but Bill says 23 times.
Oh, okay.
He defended, but he had to win one, and then defended 22 times.
Okay. I just got that. I just thought it was 24-0, but
Yeah, you were close. It was 23.
Yeah.
You're only off by one. Okay, Dan. Since we're here celebrating Bill's big birthday party, he's going to be 80 soon, and we're celebrating it this weekend. Is there anything you'd like to say to him personally?
Well, yeah, Bill, it's been a pleasure knowing you. I enjoyed the seminar we did down in Florida. I'm sorry that we weren't able to do your trip to China on September 23rd because 9/11 happened and it all fell apart. But you've been a good friend, mentor, and somebody I can look up to.
Very good. Dan, it's been a pleasure. And I'll see you, well, I'm going to see you at lunch, but I'll see you at dinner also. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for letting me interview you.
Thank you, sir.
We're back with another guest. Rusty Burke is here. Rusty, welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
This has been a great day of training. It's awesome. Yeah.
You enjoying it? You looking forward to dinner?
Absolutely. After all the training we did today, I'm ready to eat everything on the table.
That sounds good because so am I. As soon as we're done with this interview, we're going to eat.
Yeah, that's right.
Rusty, when did you start in the martial arts?
I started martial arts in 1981.
81, okay.
I was 12 years old, yeah.
12. And what styles did you do?
I trained in a style called, a style called Silky Sundan Karate, which is an Oda-Kwan Shotokan hybrid.
Wow. Okay.
And my instructor, Master Ting, it's his system. We still have several schools around on the East Coast and DC, Richmond, Virginia area.
Oh, that's great. Great. How did you meet Bill?
I met Bill for the first time, finally, in Las Vegas in 2010.
Wow. 2010. That's when you first met him.
That's when I first met him.
Okay. Wow. That's quite a while also. You know, I mean, that's 15 years. That's pretty nice.
Long time.
Yeah, I met him about 13 years ago, but everybody knows the story because I've been telling it over and over again. And Bill hurt me. Physically, he hurt me.
As long as he didn't hurt you emotionally.
Yeah, right.
It's okay.
That's good. I like that.
Thank you.
Do you have now that we just told a funny story, do you have any funny stories about Bill?
I do. We were at Karate College in Radford, Virginia, about 10 years ago, and Bill had demonstrated a technique, and when his seminar was over, a gentleman came up and said, Superfoot, about your technique, I think you could do it better. And he tried to correct Bill on how he threw a side kick, and Bill was like, well, this is just how I throw it. And the gentleman tried to say that he was wrong, and got into an argument with him.
Really?
And Bill just said, how many fights have you lost? The guy said, well, I've lost a few. Bill goes, I haven't lost any, and turned and walked away.
But the guy felt real bad after that.
He was left, and Bill just walked away.
I like it. I like it. Okay, we have some Bill trivia.
Okay.
All right.
Bill who?
Bill, yeah, the guy that we're talking about having a party with today.
Oh, you know, fun fact, speaking of trivia, you know, I had hair before Superfoot kicked me on both sides of my head several times.
And then it was all gone.
Scared my hair away.
It's funny. He likes kicking everybody in the head.
He really does.
And everybody has a different effect.
He's good at it.
Yes. All right. First question for that.
Yes.
How many fights has Bill lost?
0.
Okay. And how many times has he defended his title?
He is 23-0, and he has defended it 22 times.
22 times.
That's my final answer.
We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
All right. That's your final answer? We're going to go with
Final
that.
answer.
All right.
Bill, if I'm wrong, don't kick me.
Yeah. Look what happened to you last time.
Exactly.
Okay, Westy, we're here celebrating Bill's birthday. Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say to him before we end?
Yeah, just thank you for all the love, all the wonderful experiences, the training that is invaluable, passing down your knowledge to us and subsequent generations is just invaluable. And we appreciate you, we respect you, and we love you.
That's good. Westy, I want to thank you for allowing me to interview you. I had a nice time speaking with you, and I hope we can do it again soon.
Thank you as well. Thank you so much.
I always do this. There you
Let's
go.
do that. All right.
I'd like to introduce my next guest, which you probably all know. It's Michael Jai White. Michael, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, glad to have you here. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you, when did you start in the martial arts?
Oh, I was about 7 years old, and I just really took to it. And my mother didn't want to put me in martial arts because I already had fighting issues, you know. But I would go and attend a martial arts class with my friends. We used to watch martial art. There were two brothers, and I used to watch their martial art class from the sidelines. And I would watch everything they would do, and I'd practice it when I got home, and I'd practice it with them. But being on the sidelines, I would watch them, and I would watch the advanced class as well. So after a while, I started knowing what the advanced class was doing, as well as what my friends were doing.
You picked it up that well, huh?
Yeah, and so, because, you know, I would practice it like, you know, my heart was in it. And then one day, there was a break, and my friends came over, and they were trying to learn the next techniques and the next kata, and I was showing them. And the instructors saw this and said, wait a minute, you know, how does this kid know it? And, you know, who taught him? And you know, and they said, you know, you did. He watches from the sides. And, you know, and so the instructor gave me kind of a test and said, like, you know, show me the rest of that kata. And I did, and I showed him the next one. And he said, from now on, you're part of the class, you don't have to pay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so from then on, I was doing karate with my friends, and I was taking those tournaments. And my mother found out one time because it made the papers that I had won something, and all her peers were real proud. And so my mother was like, whoa, wait a minute, you know, I've got something to be proud of. And then she accepted me doing martial arts, and from then on, I kept with it.
And you kept going. Wow. And how long ago was that? That you started, you said?
About 7 years old.
7 years old.
7, 8, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been in how long? Let's wait a
few years, yeah.
Okay.
How about like 50 years now?
50 years.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
Yeah, I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't think you were.
Yeah.
I really thought you were in your 40s.
Oh well, thank you. I have sons in my. I have a son in his 44.
Oh, you're holding up pretty good. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. Yeah. Doing something I love.
So what styles have you studied?
Well, first it was jiu-jitsu, Shotokan, Kyokushin, Taekwondo, Tang Sudo, Goju, Kobudo, and Wushu Kung Fu. And I've been just, once I would put on a black belt in one style, I would put on a white belt in another style.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And just kept going all this time.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. And I guess you, would you take the things that you like the best out of each style and hold on to them and use them?
Yeah, just like life, I think it's about understanding different factions and not just thinking about one style being the end-all, beat-all. Mm-hmm. So just like my musical taste, it's all over the place. And I think the whole world's for me. Why would I limit myself to just one thing?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. I love your outlook, man. Your outlook on things it's great.
Well, I'm very fortunate. There was a time where, I came up from somewhat rough beginnings, and but that's been a blessing to me because I extrapolate that and I look at my life now, and there's very little to complain about.
That's good. So then, how did you meet Bill?
I met Bill when I was 17 years old. I met him earlier at a tournament, but when I went out to California, I sought him out, and he allowed me to train with him, spar with him, and that opened up my brain. Like, to this day, I always give other people chances, just like he gave me a chance. Mm-hmm. I learned so much from him, and he was like my hero at the time.
Yeah.
So he still continues to be my hero even now.
Yeah, that's great. Mm. That's really good. So you've known him this long. So how you got to have a good, funny story about him.
I have too many funny stories. You don't have enough time.
Pick one. Pick one of your favorites.
Oh well, he's my goodness. Like Bill's an alien. I'm just hoping that they don't come and bring him back and take him to the planet that he came from. I mean, you know about his diet and his routines and stuff like that.
And I can't believe he doesn't have clogged arteries.
Yeah. So I mean, the guy's just been he's such a mentor. Like especially nowadays, you get. I think in the social media age, people seek they seek attention, and after a while, just the human animal, especially males, they create all these things for themselves and super grand and this and that, whatever. Yeah. And when you see someone like Bill, who's as accomplished as he is, in traditional technical karate, as well as the kickboxing and just all facets of it, he has no ego whatsoever.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a need to create all these titles for him. Mm-hmm. He's just the most mellow, calm, fun-loving. He just enjoys life, and that's something that, I really pull from. And like I say, he's my hero, and he continues to be, because the way he lives his life and what type of man he is.
Yeah, and for him, he's just Bill.
Yeah, and I'm just Mike. You know what I mean? And that's just it's its own benefit, for you to be grounded, and there's going to be those who exalt you, but that's their thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's them.
Right. If you let it get to you, then you end up, the head gets big, and you have an attitude.
I never see people with those grandiose views of themselves who are happy. Mm-hmm. They're miserable people. Because they've kind of gotten off the exit to maturity,
They sure have.
Because a lot of us get into this martial art as fractured human beings. We're insecure and what have you. That's what drives us to it. And when there's a certain amount of praise that comes from all these different people who are looking up to wisdom and strength, well, sometimes, especially with males, we tend to, kind of revert back to our insecure selves that we started from. Mm-hmm. And because then after a while, when you're not having many peers, you're kind of in your own island, Right. And but then when you have somebody like Bill, who is just every bit the picture of what martial arts is about being disciplined, being humble, opening itself to new knowledge and everything else, that shows that is the correct path. Right. And that's the path I choose as well.
Yeah. Okay. I would love to do a much more in-depth interview with you. And hopefully you'll say yes to that at some point. But we have a little bit of Bill trivia here.
Okay.
Okay. How many times has Bill been defeated?
Well, everybody is defeated in point system matches. Right. That's a game of tag. So I wouldn't know how many times that would have been. But
you want to take a guess?
I would say none in the ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much right.
You're right. And I think the biggest trick Bill ever pulled is that his kicking is so extraordinary that people forget that he's the best boxer of everybody that he fought. So it was like this great distraction because everybody's thinking about the leg and it's that left hook.
What I mean? He's used that.
It shows that when you develop like more than one, or in his case, like 5 really amazing tools and weapons,
right,
is extremely hard to defend against.
Yeah, it is, because even if you know them all, you don't know which one is coming.
Yeah, there's a round kick, hook kick, side kick. Then there's there's that left hook.
Right.
And there's the right hand too. And so all those you got to worry about, and he could decide when to use them.
Yep. At the flip of a switch.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many times has he defended his title?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. We're asking everybody the same questions.
Right.
See we've gotten so many answers to that.
I'd be surprised if he knows.
Well, he says 23.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it can't be 23 because he had 23 fights. From the time he won the championship. Mm-hmm. So he could have only defended himself 22 times.
Oh, okay.
But according to him, it was 23. According to the internet, it was 11. So I'd rather hear from Bill.
Were there ever any rematches or something?
Not as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, not as far as I know. There could have been, but not as far as I know.
Because sometimes I guess that, if you had a rematch with somebody, you might not, it might be a tendency not to count that, be counting the individual and not the matches with them.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, last question. We're here celebrating Bill's birthday. It's going to be 80 in a couple of weeks. Is there anything that you'd like to say to him personally?
Well, of course, it's happy birthday, and thank you for being you. Thank you for being my mentor. Thank you for your friendship, your respect, your honor. I'm one of your students, and I'm one of the people who's just been in your orbit, and it's increased my life tremendously for being there. You keep saying thank you when you see me, and I'm like, I feel weird because, man, you made this 17-year-old kid's life so much better. And it's just an honor for me to be here and celebrate your 80th.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. It is my pleasure. I've been waiting to meet you for a while, and I'm glad I've finally gotten that chance to do that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at dinner.
All right, yeah.
All right, thank
cool.
you very much.
All right.
I'm here with my next guest, John Gaston. John, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here. Appreciate it.
When did you get involved in martial arts?
I got involved a couple different times in my childhood, but I would say 19 is when it stuck with me, and then I started in Shudokan karate, and then I moved on to a couple different styles. I always joke and say, I got black belts in 5 styles because my ADD would kick in. So, so I've been active about 48, 49 years now total.
Wow, that's great. Long time.
Long time.
I thought I was in here long, but I guess 43 years doesn't cut it.
Yeah, so the gray hair tells the time.
So what other? You mentioned one style, and you said you did other styles. What kind of other styles?
Yeah, so I started off in Shudokan karate, and then it was never really to go do another style. It was just like, I'm competing, or I want to know what the Filipino martial arts was. So I just started going into other things, and then pretty soon they go, hey, we want you to test for black belt in this style. So one thing led to another and that. But Kempo is my main style now, and then Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow, great styles.
Yes, I think so.
And how'd you meet Bill?
Would run across Bill when he was the legend. He's still the legend to this day, right? But I can remember over here, and I can't remember a PK event that they had over in Indiana, and then always watched him. Obviously, Force of One was the first time, and then watched him on his retirement matches, and he was such an iconic figure at that time, bringing forth that. And I'm like, man, I want to meet that guy one day. I want to spar with that guy. I want to be like that guy. And so I had him in my school in 1987 for the first time.
That's when you met him?
Yes.
In 1987.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, so that's been a while.
It has been, yes.
I met him about 13 years ago for the first time, and he did a podcast with me.
Okay.
He just, we talked about this. I told him, I said, you hurt me. And he goes, I didn't do it. But what really happened was that I did the stretching seminar. I couldn't walk for a week.
Yeah.
And he's got 19 years on me. And he could still, to this day, do a full split. And yet, wow, it's amazing.
I always joke and say I wanted to be so much like you, I'm bow-legged today.
All right, do you have any funny stories about Bill besides getting kicked in the head? Because we know everybody's been kicked in the head by Bill.
And I'll tell you, like the very first time when I brought him in, it's so funny, but it was that moment of who Bill is to me. So always fun. And he said, hey, let's spar a little bit. And I'm thinking, I can't spar with this guy.
Not me.
Spar with this guy. He goes, no, we'll play around, but just remember, you hit me, I'll hit you back hard. And I remember playing with that. You're watching him on TV, right? You're seeing him in the magazines, and I'm like, how can I get in on that leg? And I thought I was getting there, which I wasn't. And all of a sudden, the left hook hits me to the rib with a body shot. And he could tell, and he clinches in on me, say, stay with me, we got it going. Just breathe, throw some uppercuts, act like you're moving with me. And he goes, push me off and kick at my head. And then when I got done, he whispers in my ear, he goes, you thought I was off foot, didn't you? And I just remember that punch. At that time, I said that was the hardest punch
That's
ever.
A great
and it
story.
happened from a guy named Superfoot.
Yeah, right? That's a great story.
Should have been super left hook.
Okay, we got some Bill trivia.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm terrible at trivia, but let's see.
That's okay. You don't have to get it right. We just want to see how many people do get it right.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so
I thought there was a prize at the end. I'm competitive.
Well, there is. People will see you knew the answers.
Okay.
Okay. How many times has Bill been defeated?
0.
Okay. And how many times has Bill defended his title?
I want to say 7.
Okay.
Am I off?
Well,
we're not going to do the answers right now.
No, I can tell you. There's 2 things to this. If you talk to Bill, there's one story. If you go online and you look at it, it's a different story.
Okay.
Okay. So according to Bill, it was 23 times he defended his title.
Because he fought 23 fights.
He fought 23 fights, but he didn't defend his title 23 times. According to the internet, now I don't know if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth or if you want to hear it from the internet. I believe the horse's mouth. So, and no, Bill, I don't think you're a horse. Okay, you might kick like one, but you're not a horse. So it says, I think it was 11 times.
11, okay.
That he defended his title. Yeah.
But I like the mindset. That's Bill's mindset. 23 times I had to fight, so 23 times I had to represent who I was.
Right.
Yep.
Right. All right. Since we're here for Bill's birthday bash this weekend, do you have anything you'd like to say to him for his birthday?
Yeah, Bill, happy birthday, and I truly, from my heart, I appreciate you, this shy 20-something-year-old that you met in 1987. You've always welcomed with open arms, and I thank you for that. Happy birthday. Grateful to be here.
All right. Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.
I always do that. There you go. Okay, I'd like to introduce my next guest, Shannon Hudson. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And when did you start the martial arts?
I started martial arts when I was 7 years old. My big brother started when I was born, and I just grew up around it. So, I had to follow my big brother's footsteps.
So when did you actually start?
It's at 1986.
1986. Wow, okay. And what styles have you studied?
A lot of them, all of them. But I started, not all of them, I'm just kidding, but I started in a form of Japanese karate called Shotokan, Japanese Shotokan karate. And then my brother got really interested in kickboxing in the 80s because kickboxing was on ESPN and became pretty popular. And he wanted to be a world champion. And I remember going and watching him train. And then I, followed that as well. And I had a career, amateur boxing, amateur kickboxing, and then turned professional and went off like that.
So, I saw some of your fights.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was very, very well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well
yeah.
How did you meet Bill?
Yeah, through my brother. Yeah, my brother. Yeah, my brother met him first. And before that, we trained with Joe Louis. Mm-hmm. So Joe was originally from the Southeast, and that's where I live, in the Southeast, in the Carolinas. And we got connected with Joe, and then connected to Bill, and then my big brother had Bill for a seminar. I came to it, and that was probably 10, 12 years ago. And it's been a great relationship since. So
great.
It's been fun.
That's good. Give me a funny story about Bill.
Well, Bill's got a sense of humor, and he loves to make fun of me and anyone. That he can make fun of, and that's what's great about him. He'll a lot of times what's crazy about him is I know he's going to pick on me. Every time I come, I know he's going to pick on me, and he always does. If I grow my hair longer, he's messing it up. If my shirt's not right, he comes and makes fun of my clothes, so he just always joking around, and that's what. There's a million stories, and it's just always fun when you're around him. He has a lot of energy for his age.
He does.
And I think that's what makes it fun, and this keeps him young. Teaching seminars, and he's traveling all the time. He's teaching, but he's enjoying it. He's loving it. You can tell he's doing what he loves.
Yeah, I can't believe he has more stamina than I do, and he's got 19 years on me. So it's really
it's inspiring.
Yeah.
I hope when I'm his age, I can move and act like that.
Yeah. I don't think I will ever be. I don't think I was that active in my prime.
Right.
He's just
he's impressive.
Unbelievable.
He's impressive.
All right, we got a little bit of Bill trivia.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. How many times has Bill been defeated?
0.
Good.
I knew
Good
that.
answer. Good answer.
I knew that.
All right, that's an easy one.
23 and 0.
23 and 0. Okay. How many times has he defended his title?
That's one I don't know. 10? I don't know. Okay. I'm guessing.
Well, actually, it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
What you look up on the internet.
Right.
I've gotten so many different answers.
Everything's true on the internet, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Well, at least I know this podcast is.
But when you're undefeated, he pioneered kickboxing in America. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
my goodness. You can't get, what more accolade do you need? Titles don't matter. Look what he did for the sport,
right.
And the art.
Right, he really
incredible.
did.
It's incredible.
And that's what this whole podcast is about.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because people like him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. We've gotten a lot of different answers. The one from Bill is he defended his title 23 times.
Okay.
But that's not possible because he won 23 times.
Right.
So I think he really meant to say 22 times.
Yeah, he had to win the title somewhere, right?
Right.
So, and then defend it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
But he's undefeated.
And then the internet says something completely different.
Yeah.
So
you need a better question. That's
maybe I should change the question.
Yeah, I think that's
probably a good idea.
That's not a good question.
I can see all the people out there after they watch this, they're going to be like, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong."
Yeah. There's keyboard warriors, right? Everybody can be a keyboard warrior, right?
Yep.
That's easy.
Okay, since we're here for Bill's birthday bash, it's a celebration. Is there anything you'd like to say to Bill directly?
Well, Mr. Wallace, let's go eat a burger, a hamburger, and an ice cream. Now, in all seriousness, happy birthday. We're proud of you. Keep it up.
Shannon, I want to thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for letting me interview
sir.
you.
Absolutely,
and it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll see you later on.
Boom.
Hi, I'm here with my next guest, Paul Acklin. Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good.
Good.
Listen, Paul, when did you start martial arts?
Started martial arts in 1976 in New London, Connecticut, actually at the Coast Guard Academy.
Okay.
Father was stationed there, and with an instructor, Harry Moto, and then immediately transferred me to Chuck Merriman because it was really a program for cadets.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the beginning of it.
Okay.
And soon after that's when I first met Bill.
Right. Well, so you're saying this was 1976?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's great. And what styles have you done?
That was Goju-Ryu originally, and since then,
Taekwondo.
yes, excellent, great style. Taekwondo, American Karate, how you're split at Muay Thai, Hapkido, some Kung Fu. Was the primary arts.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So I've noticed that a lot of people who have done a wide range of martial arts styles.
Yes.
That are here today.
Absolutely.
And that's great.
It is.
That's good. Now, you said you met Bill in '76. How did you meet him?
Yeah, it was actually '78. I've been training for about 2
78.
years, and Chuck Merriman told my father and I, "You guys need to go see this guy. He's amazing." So go into the huge auditorium, and there's this guy in the Stars and Stripes, uniform, looking like
Right.
a superhero already, and or badass. It was impressive. He drops immediately into the splits, and you're just in there in awe. Gets up and proceeds to throw kicks at crazy speeds in every direction, and it just in total amazement.
Right.
So been a fan ever since, and that was the first meeting with him.
Okay. Tell me a funny story
Funny story.
that has to do with Bill,
I'll go
without
back
getting
for-
kicked in the head.
Yeah. Getting back and how it met. Meet Bill back to fast forward to the mid '90s, and I opened my school in '94. So sought out Bill for advancement, and that's really how things began. Tested then for that with him at that time for 3rd degree black belt, and then we just hit it off. I mean, I had already been following him for seminars and everything like that. So soon after, he moves from California to Florida in St. Pete with me so we can start the Superfoot organization. So that's kind of how that evolved and developed. Funny story is for the 3rd degree test, at the end, to do 3 rounds with him. And not like I thought I stood a chance or anything like this. And of course, everybody knows his flexibility. And when you see that knee fold, you can't see anything but the inside of his gi pants. So I had a student, a very tall student, standing on a chair and putting that knee up in a chamber so I could practice. But that all went out the door in the first few seconds. I started sparring. Yeah. And that was a great experience, but it was
So I guess the best thing you can hope for is that he's in a good mood. He just doesn't want to hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, the funny part is we're with Mike Anderson years later, and Bill's trying to tell him, 2 of us tested at the time, and Bill is trying to say these guys were trying to kill me, and I'm just trying to survive. I thought if I got in one good shot, but I definitely learned how to block with my face against his foot very well.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very good at that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
It's the easiest way to block.
Absolutely. Not like I had a choice. It was good times.
So a little bit of Bill trivia.
Yeah.
Okay. How many fights has Bill been defeated at?
Kickboxing, none.
Okay.
He's 23 now.
Okay. And how many times has he defended his title?
Well, that would be 22 since
See,
he won the World Championship.
You seem to be the only one, well, not the only one of the only ones that got it exactly right. Because I've spoken with Bill.
Okay.
He says, oh, I did it 23 times. But you won 23 times, so how could you have defended it 23 times?
Right.
Then the internet says 11 times.
Oh, really?
I'd rather believe Bill.
Sure.
But that's what the internet says 11 times. So I don't know. So I'm going with 20, like what you just said.
22.
I'm going to agree with that one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, since we're here celebrating Bill's 80th birthday, is there anything that you would like to say to him before we end?
Yeah, the happiest of birthdays to you, Bill. I can't explain to you enough in words how influential and how much of an impact you had on my life from our first meeting and as a child, obviously getting to meet you later and becoming, meeting my hero as a child and becoming business partners. It's just been an experience like no other. Testing 100% of my students to black belt, I'm very proud of through the Superfoot system. It's been an amazing journey, and I thank you very much.
Well, Paul, I want to thank you for allowing me to interview you.
Absolutely.
It's been fun.
Good
I've
deal.
enjoyed it. I always do that.
Yep, I
there
understand.
you go. You know that.
Yes, I do. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'll see you at dinner.
Bill's birthday bash concluded with a great dinner where he was surrounded by a couple of hundred of his closest friends. But before dinner started, Bill found the ice cream stash and had broken into it. Unfortunately, there was no holding him back. Chris Natsky kicked off the dinner event welcoming everyone, giving an overview of the evening and briefly sharing his own Superfoot stories.
So 8 hours in the car with Bill Wallace, as well as enduring 8 hours of oldie stations. But that's a whole other topic.
Funny, touching, and truly entertaining speeches were given by some of Bill's longtime and closest friends, including Paul Acklin.
And out walks this guy in a superhero outfit. Yes, we know the one with the Stars and Stripes team. Famous one. He looked like a total badass.
Terry Dow.
And he said, don't you ever be someone that says, I could have done something. Always be someone that says, I did it.
Joe Corley.
Bill comes up, does half the form, and forgets the whole second half. So he says, well, let me do some left kicks over here, then I'll do some kicks over there, and I'll do kicks over there. And he wins the damn 4 minutes.
Don Wilson.
And that's an unusual thing, for a champion to come and train with a contender. At the time of his retirement, I was the #1 contender. So I worked my way up, but when he came at the time of my life where I was thinking about quitting kickboxing.
Jeff Smith.
How long that leg happens to reach, he kind of sneaks up there with his little footwork that makes his leg a lot longer than it looks. And it's so fast that when he's that close, there's no way possible you can block it, even though you know it's coming.
Michael J. White.
The charisma, that air, I could see that there's this humor and there's this little touch of meanness that's right there underneath the surface, that he would be able to just govern at his will.
And Jim Ginter.
Years later, right, and here I am standing up here in front of y'all, and not only has it just been an honor, sir, to call you my instructor after all these years, but it's been a real honor that you've been my daughter's instructor as well.
For those who could not be there in person, video greetings of warm birthday wishes were sent in, with a couple of them welcoming Bill to the 80-year-old club.
You have touched so many lives, including mine. We all love you. And from me, welcome to the 80s Club. All the best, my friend.
Bill then led the audience in a rendition of California Dreaming, reminiscing about how this was his and Joe Lewis's favorite song. They sang it together the day before Joe passed away.
California dreaming, on such a winter's day. Stopped into a church. I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees, and I pretended.
Bill then captivated the audience and shared his story of the events that shaped his career. Every decision carved his path, although some were easier than others.
So my mom gets on the phone and I says, Mom, I know my father wants to be a school teacher. And I know he's really pushing it hard. But I just took a job working for Elvis Presley. Mom. Mom. My dad picks up the phone. He says, what'd you just tell your mother? I just told her, my dad, that I just took a job working for Elvis Presley. Dad? Dad, you there? And everything turned out okay.
Cake was served, decorated with mini flags depicting photos of Bill from different competitions, movies, and with friends that were there for the ride. It's an honor and pleasure to know Bill and to have been invited to his celebration.
Hey, we're having a great time. Bill, you having a good time? You said all I had to do was say hello, Bill. Oh, well.
I hope you enjoyed this overview of this weekend, and I hope you liked these short interviews as much as I enjoyed making them. Keep an eye out next season, 2026, at martialartspastandpresent.com for more in-depth interviews with many of these guests. I'll see you soon.
Make sure you look into Super Patch. It's great for boosting immunity, athletic performance, pain reduction, and much more. Visit mapap.superpatch.com to learn more. Thank you for joining us today. To learn more about us, visit our Substack at martialartspastandpresent.com. If you would like to support us, go to patreon.com/martialartspastandpresent. If you like the content and have not yet subscribed, you can find us on all of the major platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.